What's up, everyone? Halloween's here. It kind of feels that way, at least, with the huge Silent Hill announcement that we got the other day. This is filmicgaming. If you guys have been enjoying our conversations the last few weeks, it's been a pleasure to have you guys. But go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. So we're gonna get right into it. Obviously, the big Silent Hill transmission, and Silent Hill being the franchise that it is. It's a very beloved franchise. It's woven its way in and out of people's lives over the better part of 25 years almost. And that transmission was a doozy. So the first project on our list from that is got to be Silent Hill F. This is one of the most intriguing horror projects I've seen since Playable Teaser. If you're a horror fan, you know that any type of Asian horror, Japanese horror is gonna have a psychological aspect to it that makes it unique, and it's very heavy on that side of it. So to see that the Silent Hill IP is taking a turn into this 1960s Japan setting that we're gonna be in is just gives you chills down your spine because if you look at that trailer, visually, what they were able to show us lets us know that they understand the Silent Hill IP, right? They got all the eeriness down, the gray setting, right? With the fog rolling in. You have obviously the really cool sort of old style Japanese houses that they showed. And then you got that seeping fungus that seems to be going through every scene as
Yeah.
a character's
Mhm.
walking by with a pipe that's leaking blood. Everything about this oozes Silent Hill, but it's completely different. So what do you guys think about it taking that turn and them taking a chance with this setting?
I think it's a bold choice, but also like refreshing for the franchise in general. I think
Mhm.
like they can't, Silent Hill is one of those franchises where it's kind of like been like I feel like there's the same imagery. People always think of the same old thing every single time. It's like the town covered in
Mhm.
fog walking through, but now they're really like revamping the. It's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more colorful. Also, the time period's different, so it's just like,
Mhm.
but it's just as like just as good of a mystery from what from
Yeah.
what we've seen. And I think the addition
Right.
of the writer, his real name is not actually known, but he's a very famous Japanese writer, and he's known for dealing heavily with psychological and supernatural horror. So he's like a great addition for this.
So it's nice to see that they're taking this old Japanese style because if you look at it, it's kind of like Ghost of Tsushima Legends just had a baby with the ring. You know what I mean?
I know you mentioned it's also being developed by a company called Neobard, which also apparently did some work on previous Resident Evil games like Reverse, and apparently also helped produce Luigi's Mansion and Pikmin. Interestingly enough,
Look at that. See, so you see all those different influences coming in, and you kind of get the idea of
the color definitely see the color.
exactly right. And you can see maybe there's going to be some Luigi's Mansion aspect of gameplay. Who knows what little tiny bits and pieces they take from all these different developers as they bring them together to make what could be a great turn for the Silent Hill franchise. So we'll definitely leave it at that with Silent Hill F, one of the more intriguing projects they announced. But let's go on to the coup de grace, the one that everybody came for, right? We're gonna talk about the Silent Hill 2 remake that was announced in development by Bloober Team, obviously known for their Blair Witch game that came out a few years ago. They just
Which
did
was quite good, by the way.
yes, very good. I still have not finished it. That's how scary it actually was at certain points. In terms of, maybe there's some nitpicks with the gameplay of it in terms of, there's no real direction. Also, something that Scorn seems to have a problem with is that sense of direction when you're playing. But the overall atmosphere and the audio and the feeling of just being alone in this forest was really delivered with Blair Witch. And then they came out with the Medium, I think was last year, which, was an okay game. I believe it got an 8 out of 10 on a few spots. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the different perspectives that they gave you in that game, and the experimentation that they did. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with the Silent Hill franchise in terms of remaking what is a beloved cult
Oh yeah, like
classic.
very one of the most
Right.
iconic like horror games of all time.
Mhm.
So it's
I
a
mean,
big
you got a
undertaking.
lot of iconic figures that are gonna be in this game that are gonna get a fresh coat of paint. So it's definitely something that excited a lot of people once it was announced that Bloober Team would be in charge of the Silent Hill 2 remake. But that's all good and dandy. What we wanna really get into was that trailer because the visuals that they showed in that trailer really just finally gave us a sense of, okay, Silent Hill's in good hands, right? This is one of the things we were always worried about. We heard a lot of projects, but the fact that it's in good hands with these visuals that we're seeing is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, the trailer and like how realistic, photorealistic the people look like it was incredible. I know it was a cinematic, but still,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
it's a great, it's amazing for like a start.
Yes. It's about the visual direction of it, the art direction, what you're seeing on screen, it matches and it's working. Or who knows what the experience will be like, you'll have dual sense implementation. You'll have a lot of things that are gonna change up the game, for you to play it again. And, you kind of really trust Bloober after Blair Witch. It was kind of the consensus. The writing was, on the wall. Everyone was pining for Bloober Team to kinda get their hands on a Silent Hill game if there was any company out there that would do it. And look, they got the Silent Hill 2 remake. What a big announcement for
Especially
them.
when, so I just want to say, especially with like as I think said before, the original artist and the original composer being involved, it's like a huge, you know, it's like a huge addition that I think bodes well when you have like the original people on board like that. I think like that is
Mhm.
a positive indication.
It definitely lends itself to a unified vision for the game when it comes out, you know? So you that's what you want in a remake, right? The Dead Space remake, there's a lot of people from the original team working on it,
Exactly.
right? Like, you need that sort of atmosphere around the game when you're remaking it, because you wanna make sure that you're doing it justice, and you're making sure that the fans get what they want, and also get something fresh at the same time, because there has to be innovation. You can't just put out a game again and just say, "Oh, hey, look, better graphics." There's got to be more to it than that.
Complacency is the death of progress.
Well, yeah, it's thing that happened to EA.
Yeah, that's what happened to EA. Yeah, yeah.
So just as a brief overview for people who don't maybe remember or don't know much about the Silent Hill universe, we're just going to talk about Silent Hill 2 in and of itself, right? So obviously, it follows a character named James Sunderland. So he starts off, he's looking for his dead wife. After he gets a mysterious letter from her, addressed, to this mysterious town of Silent Hill, right? He then goes off obviously in search of her, and there's a whole mystery and a whole sort of debacle that comes from that. The original game when it came out, it really was one of the games along with Resident Evil 2 that really was masterful at setting that tone. Even with the technology or the sounds back then that they had, they really nailed it, right? It's gonna be something that a lot of people will enjoy. And Bloober Team's promising, it's gonna be fully reworked using all new technology, ray tracing. You got obviously, maybe some sort of super sampling technology to, allow the frame rate to be high, so resolution can sort of stay at 4K. It's something that they're working with Konami on, like Brendan said, a lot of the original people on it. And with that, we're gonna move on to what's the last project on our list. That's Silent Hill Townfall. But what do we think about Annapurna getting their hands on a spin-off series to really go whatever direction they want? Silent Hill Townfall. What do you guys think about what that teaser trailer
I
showed
think
us?
it's a great idea. I mean, for one, like Annapurna, the game, a lot of the games they've put out, like the
Mhm.
12 minutes. If you played 12 minutes, which came out last year, I thought it was fantastic.
Mhm.
So they're definitely like a developer, I think, that focuses more on like intimate storytelling versus
Yeah.
like the cinematic experiences.
There's a lot of depth to the team that they seem to have working on this game. So it kind of just has the same vibe as Silent Hill F. It's got a vibe of something that could be super special for the horror genre, something we've never seen before. And god dang, it's Silent Hill, baby. We're back. We finally got a lot of Silent Hill coming. It just makes you happy.
As a franchise that's kind of, I feel like, hasn't had its due. You know what I mean? In like a
Mhm,
while,
mhm.
it's nice to see it
Right.
finally. Because like Resident
Yeah,
Evil's had a bit of a resurgence. You know what I mean? So it's good to see
Yeah.
yeah.
the Silent
I
Hill
mean I
series.
mean We've had all these like rumors we've had to deal with, even like what we mentioned before with GTA 6, right? There's been that stigma of, GTA 6 leaks confirmed, right? And now, it's out there. But, we've had the same thing when it comes to Silent Hill. For years, we've been thinking that Hideo Kojima is teasing some type of a follow up to his playable teaser game that he was working on with Norman Reedus. But, instead we got Death Stranding afterwards, right? But it's kind of weird to not see Hideo Kojima on any of these projects. And it's just like, damn, we kinda waited all that time. He's the one guy we kinda want making a Silent Hill game if there was one. What do you guys think about no Hideo Kojima on a Silent Hill so far? So far, because we don't know yet, but so far.
It's sad, but I mean, it's the nature of things. I mean, he is one person if you think about it. I mean, I don't. He is like the OG mind, I guess, behind a lot of this stuff. But like, he also
Mhm, mhm.
is only one man. So like I have faith. It is upsetting he's not involved, but it's like I also
Mhm.
have faith that it's not going to be terrible because he's
Yeah.
not involved.
It's just the world development, the design, the characters, the atmosphere. You just know it's gonna be executed if Hideo was on it. So, you're kinda happy that Bloober was able to do that with Blair Witch. Hopefully, they take that atmosphere experience into the remake for Silent Hill 2. But, overall, it's a great place for Silent Hill. It's a great time in Halloween. We've got Resident Evil 4 on one end, you got this game and multiple other Silent Hills in development on the other. Callisto Protocol, you got Dead Space Remake, you have Scorn, you
Alan
got
Wake 2.
Plague Tale Requiem that also was just released on Xbox Game Pass. And we're here at Filming just to break them all down. And whenever they do come out, to create those cinematic experiences whenever we can, which is what we just dropped in Scorn. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you guys want to chime in the comments below, go ahead and leave a like and let us know what you think. Is Silent Hill in good hands? Do they have a roadmap that matters for them? And what do you guys think about each project? Which one are you most excited for? Let me, Brendan, and Show know down in the comments below. This is Chris, and this is Filmic Gaming, guys. Peace out.